What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up, y'all? All right, here we go. Here we back with another installment. Tips with Coach D. Okay, talking about those things as athletes that we can do to have a better result during the season. First thing we talked about was your preseason preparation, right? So we got some good information, some good insight on what I can do as a player before the season starts in order to have my best season coming up. All right. Now, next thing we'll talk about this time is going to be my practice tempo. Yep, that's right. Practice tempo. How am I performing in practice? Like, what's my pace? What's my speed? And so, why is practice tempo important? Right. You'll hear a lot of guys saying, a lot of coaches say, hey, practice game speed, right? Do your moves at game speed. Take your shots at game speed. Do your rotations at game speed. What does that look like, right? Now we know being in practice, nobody's in the stands, right? It's a little different than being in a gym full of people and the game is on the line, right? There's going to be a different tempo, different adrenaline rush, and things of that nature, right? And so, in your mind as an athlete, you got to play the game with yourself, right? You got to make it as game like for yourself as possible, so that when you do get in those game situations, right, you're used to doing it the way that you've been doing. Now, one thing is for sure, the way that you practice is always going to show up game time. Okay. So I can't, be in practice missing layups and, moving slow and not rotating and then expect to magically turn it on during game time. Watching The Last Dance, I thought one of the things that was very interesting was watching how Michael Jordan approached practice, right? Like he wanted to win every drill, he wanted to be first in every sprint, right? And then you see that translate over into the game. And so if I want to be the best of the best, why not do it the way that the best of the best did it? Okay. So I want to make sure that I'm doing my best to get game reps in practice. All right. Another reason why practice tempo is important, right? For like conditioning wise, right? Just some of the stuff that I saw during the season as a high school coach here. Some of the guys that wouldn't really give you everything that they got during practice and game time, they weren't really conditioned the way they need to be conditioned in order to play as much as they say that they wanted to play, right? And so we hear players say all the time, Coach, I want to play. Coach, I want to start. Coach, I never want to come off the court. But are you practicing that way? Are you working like that? Because it takes a lot of work, a lot of conditioning to be able to play a full game. It takes a lot of work to be able to be a 20-point a night scorer, right? Like it's not just because you can shoot and because you can dribble. Like you got to be in shape to do that, right? And so I have to make sure that I'm moving in such a way in practice so that when I get in the game, I'm just doing what I do, right? I just show up and I do what I do. So it starts from the stretch and the warm-up lines, right? Like how are you approaching that? By the time you finish your stretch and warm-up, you should be sweating already, right? Your body should be lathered up. You should be warm, so you can get ready to hit whatever the drill is that the coach has for you. All right. And so just wanted to share these tips that I got with you guys again, going through my third high school basketball season here at Molina, and then actually going through being a first year head coach of AAU, pretty much a developmental program, right? Just seeing some of the things in practice, just firsthand, sitting on the bench, things that kids can do, athletes can do to be able to perform at a high level, right? And so if you're an athlete, you want to make sure that you're paying attention to these things so that you can have that edge to go to the next level. If you're a parent of the athlete, you want to make sure that, you're taking this in so that you can share with your child, with your athlete, on these small details that make a great amount of difference so your child can have that competitive edge to go to the next level. So practice tempo, making sure that, you're doing everything full speed. You make up a game in your head, right? You talk to yourself, like say, hey, okay, this is the fourth quarter. I got to dig deep. I got to make sure I hit this layup. Right, it's about to be halftime on this possession. Let's make sure that we get a good look. Right, things of that nature. So you always want to make sure that you're visualizing what you actually want to happen in the game. Right, and the only way that happens is through your practice tempo and the way that you attack every rep that you take on the practice floor. Because again, on game night, right, there's going to be a direct reflection of how you have been performing and participating in practice. All right. So I'm out. Right. Tip with Coach D. I'll be back next time with some more insight on what you can use as a player, as a coach, in order to get the most out of your team and get the most out of yourself so that you can perform at a high level, get yourself that competitive edge to get to the next level. All right. Peace.